Hello, my soccer universe. For me, it was a 3-point weekend with an easy win for Milan and a kind of bad loss for Lusk. But as always, I refer you to my Austrian Bundesliga review and the Serie A review. Outside of Austria and Italy, there were, of course, two big clashes that took all the headlines. We had Liverpool having a huge win against Manchester City, and with also a very exciting Klassiker in Dortmund that ended in a draw. We also had quite some interesting results in Spain and, of course, in the other leagues as well. So let's dig right in, and we'll start in the Premier League. The Premier League weekend started out with a rather pleasing jersey matchup between Brighton and Southampton. However, Brighton will not be as pleased with the result, only 1-1 at home, and they even could have lost it as Southampton thought they had late gotten a winner. Then there was a very eventful Saturday. First off, Brentford beat Leicester at home thanks to a Kevin Schade hat-trick, Vista scoring the first goal. Also Damsgaard had his legs in there. Crystal Palace get a very late Munoz equalizer to salvage a 1-1 draw against Newcastle after Guehi with an own goal had given the Magpies the lead. Chris Wood, who else, this time from a penalty, gives Nottingham Forest a 1-0 win over Ipswich. Bournemouth also get a remarkable 4-2 away win at Wolves, also in part thanks to a Justin Kluivert hat-trick of penalties. That's quite remarkable stuff. However, most eyes were, of course, at Arsenal's away trip to West Ham, a London derby, of course, where Gabriel gave the Gunners an early lead. Trossard at 27th, doubles it. Ødegaard with a beautiful penalty, 34th minute, and 2 minutes later Kai Havertz runs through on goal. It's 4-0 Arsenal. However, then there was a quick turnaround. Wan-Bissaka and a nice Emerson free kick cut the lead in half. However, then it's another penalty given for Arsenal. Bukayo Saka converts deep in stoppage time of the first half. Of course, there were no goals in the second half after a 7-goal flurry in the first one. Chelsea, meanwhile, moving to third spot with a dominant 3-0 win over Aston Villa. There was always only going to be one winner. Nico Jackson gets the first goal, and Enzo Fernandes before the half doubles the lead, and then very late on is the Carlton Palmer show, who scores a brilliant goal to give Chelsea a 3-0 win. Sunday also saw Ruben Amorim's first win as a United head coach in the Premier League, and it's an emphatic one, a 4-0 over Everton with much maligned Rashford and Xerxes each scoring a brace. However, the question has to be, was this United being that good or Everton that bad? I'm leaning towards the latter. And Spurs remain inconsistent. Yes, a 1-1 at home against a relatively strong Fulham side is maybe not a too bad of a result, but still, you just beat Manchester City big, you needed to follow it up. Brennan Johnson gave you the lead. However, Kearney gets an equalizer, also gets sent off a little bit later. Spurs cannot find another winner. However, all eyes in the Premier League were on the big clash between Liverpool and Manchester City. A clash that has the opposite sides than we had in previous years. Liverpool actually with a win could dominate the league, and that's exactly what they got. They were absolutely dominant over Manchester City side that did not know what hit them, especially in the first half. Liverpool just controlled the game left and right, hit the crossbar, I think, in the 12th minute, and then from next attack in the same minute, it is Salah that plays a really nice pass to Gakpo through City defenders. It's 1-0. The only thing that you can say about Liverpool is that they did not double or triple up that lead, to be honest. It took for a long time. In the second half, more of the same, although it had a little bit evened out, until a penalty is called and Mohamed Salah in the 78th minute converts it 2-0. Now, Liverpool are 11 points ahead of City, have a 9-point lead over Arsenal and Chelsea. It really is starting to look very good at them. Also funny was that Guardiola was taunted by him getting sacked in the morning, then handing up, I have 6 titles, although it might also be, you have now a 6-game losing streak. What's wrong with City? However, in that form, as I said, Liverpool, absolute title favorites. In the Dutch League, Feyenoord keep dropping points, only managing a draw at home to Sitter, and also that only through a late equalized by Jimenez. Meanwhile, PSV underline their ambitions as the absolute title favorite. Yes, they extend now their lead with a 5-2 win at one of the closest challengers in Utrecht, who are always kind of an outside shot, but that was definitely a marker. They took an early through Saibari, had 2 more goals disallowed in the first half, but they got with a penalty gets an equalizer for Utrecht, but in the second half it all points only to one way, and that was PSV, who still in the 54th re-establishes the lead for PSV. Saibari and Bakayoko quickly extend the lead to 4-1, and then there were two late goals, but a rather emphatic performance. Meanwhile, Twente get a rather remarkable comeback win. They were 2-0 down to the go-ahead Eagles at home. However, Lammers before the half and then two late goals by Stein and Kuipers turned the game around. And Ajax also celebrated a comeback victory. Nijmegen had a 1-0 lead through Hans in the 13th minute. However, 2 minutes later, Weghorst already had equalized, and he himself then gets also the winner in the 48th minute. Ajax are currently 7 points behind PSV. However, they have a makeup game against Utrecht where they could cut the lead to just 4 points behind PSV. The Klassiker in Germany, the meeting between the strongest home and the strongest away team, ends in a kind of logical and, I will argue, fair 1-1 draw. In the first half, Dortmund were the better team. They took actually the lead through a Gittens run where at the halfway line, he makes a dummy, goes past Leimer, then darts towards goal. 1-0 for Dortmund already in the 27th minute. They had a few more chances. Also, Bayern Munich have lost Harry Kane, who got injured and was replaced by Thomas Müller, who could not make up as a front striker as he missed in the second half. A pretty good chance to actually equalize. Second half, definitely more Bayern. However, Sabitzer had a great opportunity to extend the lead for Dortmund to 2, but then it comes as you would expect it. A Sané free kick knocks out Schlotterbeck, however, play goes on. Ball goes out to Olise, cross in, and in the chaos, everyone forgets about Jamal Musiala, who can also head it in and gets Bayern an equalizer. Later on, Bayern also wanted to have a penalty. But I think the 1-1 draw is quite reflective of that game. And that draw allowed Frankfurt late on Sunday evening to cut the lead of Bayern down to 4 points thanks to 4-0 win at Heidenheim. And of course, Omar Mamouche still in fine goal scoring form, getting a brace, but also Shaibi and Ekitike getting on the score sheet. Frankfurt, one of the most exciting teams in Europe at this moment. But the most eye-catching result out of Germany comes out of Leipzig. Leipzig won Wolfsburg 5. After 5 minutes, Wolfsburg already had a 2-0 lead through Amura and Tomasz, and Amura adds a third one in the 16th minute. Leipzig completely unsorted. They go even down 4-0 thanks to Mele. Orban very late pulls one back, but Behrens in stoppage time makes it a rather resounding scoreline for Wolfsburg, and Leipzig really are falling down like almost all the other Red Bull teams at the moment. We also had Freiburg having a little bit of a bounce back with a 3-1 over Borussia Mönchengladbach. It was the Lukas Höhler show, but also Gregoritsch was very much involved in at least 2 of these goals that gave Freiburg a very deserved 3-1 home win. Leverkusen also confirmed their winning ways at the moment, getting a 2-1 away win at Union Berlin. Frimpong with an early lead, conceded an equalizer. However, Patrick Schick in 71st minute keeps Leverkusen up there. They're gonna meet now Bayern in the Pokal. I also want to mention Stuttgart getting a 2-2 draw in Bremen. Twice Demirovic need to get an equalizer. And also on Friday already, St. Pauli and Holstein Kiel, the 2 promoted teams, met. The 2 Northern Lights, and it's St. Pauli that get the 3-1 home win. Lens start out the Ligue 1 weekend with a credible 2-0 away win at Stade de Reims in the return of Will Steele to his former club. Of course, former last player Keita Nakamura did not get on the score sheet. The biggest win of the weekend fell to struggling Rennes, who beat Saint-Etienne 5-0. Unfortunately, Les Verts are probably one of the favorites of going down. We also have to mention that Brest are slowly getting the turnaround in the league after their Champions League exploits, beating Strasbourg 3-1 at home. Also, Ajorc missing a penalty during the game as well. Well, PSG, despite having a huge lead in the league, again are rather disappointing. Hakimi gave them already in the second minute the lead. However, Ablin in the 38th gets an equalizer, and PSG cannot break down the Nantes. And it's another rather blah and disappointing result for PSG. Backed by a Lacazette hat-trick, Lyon beat fellow Europa League contender Nice 4-1 at home. They might be relegation threatened thanks to financial troubles. However, on the pitch, Lyon actually looks solid and are set for a European spot. However, get the finances right. And with a 2-1 comeback win over Monaco, OM reclaimed second spot in Ligue 1. It's a first home win after I think 3 losses at home. They were down through a Golovin goal in the 41st minute. However, Luis Enrique and a Mason Greenwood penalty late on give OM a much needed 2-1 win. It was a truly rotten weekend for Barcelona in the Liga, because first off, they managed to lose 2-1 at home to Las Palmas. They have been found out. Las Palmas had a plan how to attack the high line of Barcelona, scored two really well-worked goals. First one through Ramirez in the 49th minute, then Rafinha actually gets an equalizer in the 61st, but just a few minutes later, Fabio Silva, again a really nice counter-attack where they take advantage of the high line of Barcelona to make it 2-1, and they hold out. So, Barcelona lose, but paired with other results, this really did not work well for them. As expected, Real Madrid get a 2-0 home win against Getafe. So with a game in hand, Real Madrid, who were way behind Barcelona not too long ago, but with only 1 point out of 3 games for Barça, Real Madrid could overtake them if they win their game in hand. The 2-0 win, first off, Mbappé gave Bellingham the penalty. Bellingham converts and then thanks him by assisting Mbappé for the 2-0 win. Still not the monkey off his back. Mbappé needs to show more. But most intriguingly, with Barcelona faltering, Atletico Madrid follow up their 6 goals in Prague with 5 goals at Valladolid. Lenglet, Julian Alvarez and De Paul just before the half having 2 more goals disallowed, and Antoine Griezmann and Sørloth adding 2 more afterwards. And now Atletico only 2 points behind Barça, meaning we might have a true 3-way title race. That sounds exciting. Honestly, however, not if you're a Barcelona fan. Looking at other remarkable results, Mallorca still keep up there. They were 1-0 down against Valencia, however, Karl Larin just before the half and then Prats after the half complete a comeback. Espanyol get a very vital win, 3-1 over Celta at home, which now sees them draw level with Getafe, who are just outside of the relegation zone. In 2 hopefuls for European spots, Villarreal and Girona play out a 2-2 draw. In that one, Villarreal had actually a 2-0 lead through Barry and Baena. However, Van de Beek and Krejci, deep in stoppage time, salvage a draw for Girona. That in turn allowed Athletic Club with a comeback win at Rayo to move into second place ahead of Villarreal. Rayo had a 1-0 lead at halftime, however Sunset, who has been in really great form for Athletic Club, scores a brace in the second half. And we also had a win for the Basque rivals, Real Sociedad, who win 2-0 over Betis, which really seals a very rotten week for Betis. Llorente with an own goal and then a Oyarzabal penalty give La Sociedad the win. Well, Ruben Amorim leaving for Manchester United sucked much quicker than I would even have expected. They first lose their perfect status at home to Arsenal, being absolutely thumped. Well, I guess against Arsenal this can happen. However, now they also lose at home to Santa Clara, newly promoted, however, a relatively strong team, 1-0. Sporting perfect no more. The winning goal came through Vinicius Lopez already in the 33rd minute, and despite all their dominance, Sporting cannot find an equalizer, let alone a winner. Which means that the 2 teams behind them could not close the gap. Benfica get a rather unremarkable 2-0 away win at Arouca thanks to an own goal and a Di Maria penalty, while Porto cut Sporting's lead on the top down to 3 points. Vieira and Samu scoring in quick succession right after the half. We also had Braga get back to winning ways thanks to a 1-0 away win, Martinez goal, at newly promoted AVS. But they're still sitting only in 5th, right behind Santa Clara. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, here are some videos and playlists that you may enjoy too. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the little bell icon so you get notified whenever something happens in my soccer universe. And with that, have a wonderful day. Bye!